Hey there, it's Beth with Inside Anxiety, or should I say Inside Anxiety with Beth? I'm not sure exactly. I'm not a pro at this yet. I'm still working on it. But this is my second vlog, and I wanted to come to you and make a couple quick notes. I realized that the first video was quite long, and I'm going to try and keep these videos down to about 20 minutes because not only are they a pain to upload, but I don't want you to lose interest. So, this first vlog was about fear, and I kind of talked about that and the habit of it. But I wanted to give you something to contemplate and maybe work on right now because fear is so crazy right now with this coronavirus. I posted a blog yesterday. Today, let's see, it's the 4th of April today. I posted a blog yesterday about my thinking and piece that I have about this whole virus thing, and you can go over there and take a look at it if you want. But one of the things that came up while I was writing made me realize there was something that I could have talked to you about, and gave you a little technique that I find has incredibly changed the way I deal with the fight or flight panic part of fear. And so I wanted to take a few moments to explain that to you, and then hopefully you'll comment on this and let me know how it's working for you, or if you gave it a shot, or if you don't even believe how it works. But so let's talk quickly about physiological changes in your body. So for instance, with anxiety, first signs of like panic coming on, you either sweat, your heart starts racing, your hands feel tingly. I never really got the tingly hand thing so much as just the fast heart, my breathing would speed up like crazy, things like that. What's interesting to know, when I found this out, I heard it like years ago I read it in a book, and then I think I just didn't put it together. And then I heard it from Mel Robbins, who she has the 5-second rule or something like that, I think is what her book's called. I should look it up and have it ready for you. Give credit where credit's due. But anyway, she reintroduced me to it, and I was like, oh gosh, I remember I used to use that technique. And then sometimes anxiety gets too out of control and you forget. Like sometimes when you're so in it and you're in a place where you just have reverted back to all those horrible things and those fears, and they've just got you down, you can't figure out which technique to use when, or you just plain forget about it because you're just in a crazy state. And not crazy, don't let me think I'm calling you crazy, because if I am, I'm calling myself crazy, and we all know we're not crazy if we think we might be crazy. So anyways, I am really going to work hard. I have notes down here because I want to stay on topic, and I tend to go off topic, kind of chase a few rabbit trails here and there, but I want to try and stay on topic, so to be respectful of your time and mine. So anywho, so all those physiological changes that happen when we think we're afraid or panic's kicking in are the exact same feelings, physiological changes that happen when you're excited. Okay, the only difference is your brain doesn't know which one is which until you tell it. So, for instance, anytime I would get into my car to go drive somewhere, I would start to have these feelings. And my brain was like, oh, we're afraid, we can't do this, we got to stop doing it. And I would get out of the car and be like, I can't do this, I can't do this. So what I want to challenge you to do is I want to challenge you to, when you start to feel those, before you go into this mindset of panic and anxiety and fear, I want you to try to tell yourself something else to change your mindset. The way that Mel explained it, I thought was really well, which was like you take fear of flying, for instance. And what she would say is, it's kind of like, so you're flying and all of a sudden you feel turbulence and your heart rate's raised, especially if you're not a big flyer. I'm not a flyer. I will be flying hopefully in October. when all this passes, hopefully we'll be able to go. But I'm not a flyer. So the first time I flew, I took Valium, and I will probably still take Valium because my whole fear is I don't want to ruin anybody else's trip if I start freaking out on the plane, which I know I probably won't freak out on the plane because I didn't with the Valium, but also with this technique, I just haven't had an opportunity to use it in the plane yet, but I've used it in my own life numerous times. So go back to Mel, what she describes is like all of a sudden you start feeling this way. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm afraid, she says, oh, that's right, I'm so excited, because I think she used her mom as an example. She's flying to Michigan and she's going to go, she can't wait to see her mom, she can't wait to get there and go walk on the beach or whatever she was saying. And just with her confirming its excitement, those feelings die down a lot quicker. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to remember this. I'm going to do this. And you know what? By golly, it works. So one of the things when I started coming out of this last round of complete overboard, for me, this last time was started the year my oldest daughter started high school. Complete meltdown, breakdown, all the things I had done before where I was doing all these great things and living my life, just nosedive. And took me a lot of years to get to the point where I'm at now, and to the point where I was at this point where I started using these techniques again, just these ones, which was the fear is the habit, realizing that, and then the fear over excitement. So what I started to do was I actually have some video recordings because I started recording myself getting in my car, planning on doing these things today. I'm gonna work on overcoming this. I'm gonna get past it. I'm gonna feel the feelings. I'm gonna remind myself I'm not afraid, that this isn't fear, this is normal everyday life, and that we can do this, you know, all that kind of stuff. And so I have some videos. I might be able to upload them, I'm not sure, where you can actually hear me talking, and like I'm just talking to people as if I'm explaining it to a friend or my counselor or something like that. Which again also helps, because when you're explaining what you're feeling and going through, you're not really feeling it in a way. So depending on how far I was going or whatever. But anyways, so I started doing this, and what a change, because I have been in both situations where I have had fear and not been able to get past it to go drive and go to just simple things like the grocery store, or even sometimes just going to pick up my kids. And let me tell you, the school is around the corner, and I would go pick up my kids. So I've been there. I get it. I want you to understand that. But so I've been there, and then I've also been at a good place where I would drive wherever the heck I wanted. And when I was doing real estate, driving all over the area, all by myself, not thinking about it, I had other things going on. And so I've been at both of those places. But of course, the habit of fear, anytime when I'm already in a heightened state of anxiety, anytime that happens, the fear is the first thing that comes up, because that is the habit. That is just the habit. Life is horrible. This is going to not work out. Everything's going to fall apart. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. This is just bad. Or nobody's going to be there to help me. So I've been in both those situations in life, and so it's not that far-fetched for me to say, oh gosh, this is exciting. So, and my brain still go, oh yeah, we've done this before, we can handle this. And I'll get into, when I talk about my brain and the other talking, it goes into parts that through counseling and stuff, we've broken things down into parts and understanding more why I have this tendency to do these things, and where it's kind of broken up based on the traumas in my life. So that's later. We won't get into that right now, because I think with everybody just being in a state of panic almost with this whole virus, I just wanted to give you some encouraging techniques or words that will help you can utilize right away. Maybe not specifically for the virus, unless of course you do remind yourself that there's a 98% survival rate of this virus. So a lot of people, they get it, they think they're going to die, but in actuality, if you're a pretty healthy person, 98% is really good survival rate. So, anyways, keep going off track. Fear and excitement. So your brain doesn't know the difference. So what I would do is I'd say, okay, I'll have notes of, okay, like my therapy. I do my own therapy. So when I started to come out of this and was like, I gotta do this. I want my life back. I don't want to live in fear anymore. I want to live. I feel like I haven't lived for years or ever maybe. And now I'm getting to that point. And I'm so excited that there are times where I 3 steps back, but remembering these techniques and then just being so intimately engaged with the Lord, knowing that this is not what He's called me to do. Although every time I do, I learn another lesson, and that's valuable. So it all works together. I'd have a list, and so Sunday night, okay, my notes say Monday you're going to go to the grocery store. You're going to pick up these 3 items, and then you're going to come back. Now, mind you, I have a studio attached to my home, so I pretty much work from home. I'm at home all the time. And when I have clients and stuff, some days I don't even get to leave the house. So when I go to do something, that instant habit of fear comes back because I haven't done it. I haven't practiced it. I haven't, So sometimes, like I said in my last vlog or in one of my blogs, that I often break up my things that I need to do, my errands, so that I give myself more opportunities. I don't try and get them all done in one shot, because then tomorrow or the day after, I might not have anywhere to go. And so I like to push myself now because these techniques have really helped. So for example, I would go, okay, tomorrow I gotta go to the grocery store. And in my head, it's like, oh, sure, nobody knows you've made this note, so blah, blah, blah. All the conversations are going on in the head, and all the anticipatory anxiety, which for me, the anticipatory anxiety is the killer. That's the one that gets me every time. But we'll get back to that. We'll do that for another day. Anyways, what I started to do, make my list. And as soon as I would get ready, I'd get my purse, start leaving, all of a sudden feelings would come, and I'd stop right there. I just keep walking, okay? I keep going. Don't stop physically. Do not physically stop yourself from going out the door, because you've given in to fear right there. I just keep going. I get in my truck, and I just start saying to myself, I'm so excited to have the opportunity to give this a shot. I'm so excited to just go and be like a normal person and go get myself some groceries, and maybe even something nice on that list is for me, which is rare, but maybe. And I just keep going. Don't stop, don't give into it. And even if I have to continuously repeat to myself, I'm so excited to do this, I'm so excited, even if the other little parts in my head are like, we're not so excited about this, I can usually drown that out, because the physiological things that are happening are coming down, because it's just excitement. It doesn't need me to run away. It's that fight or flight. It doesn't need me to fly, get the heck out of here and stuff. So it's like, oh, we're just excited. Okay, we got this. And then those physiological changes slow down, stop. And then the rest of me is like, oh, okay. And so I just keep going on. And what a difference that made. What a difference that made. And even, I get into the store and say, I'm really receptive to body feelings, any kind of physiological feelings. I'm very receptive to it, which is a bad thing when you have anxiety, because you kind of tend to jump on those. But hold that thought. Okay, that worked. Sorry, that's the first time I've ever had to pause a video. My daughter walked up. She's got to run an errand, and I gotta still go through all the don't touch unnecessary stuff, and she's got a mask on and everything. So anyways, rabbit trail. I was telling you how amazing it works. I was talking about, see, this is why I should not pause or whatever. I was talking about being so sensitive to bodily feelings and things like that. I could walk into the store, and a little oh no, I'm in the store kind of thing. And then I'd be like, no, no, I'm so excited. Look at this. Like, I could actually stay in the store and just look and browse, which I never would do. I would just go get the things and get the heck out. Like, it had to be quick unless I was on a timeline. It got to the point where until I stayed until I felt like I wanted to leave on my own, not because I was going to panic or because I was afraid. It was like, oh, it's time to go pick up my kid. I got to go get my kid. And it was amazing. I want you to give it a shot. I want you to try this. I want you to just find a reason to do it. Even if it's, like I said, amidst this whole virus panic thing, you get afraid, like you start feeling like, oh, say you cough, right? Okay, I want you to be aware if you're coughing and stuff, and maybe you need to go to the doctor or whatever. But, you know, those of us who are anxious, we may cough and think, oh no, I've got it, right? And start panicking from there. But I want you to maybe even use that little thing, because I could see me doing this. I was doing this actually. I actually have allergies that I finally have gotten after 20 years of living in the Pacific Northwest. And when the week before we had to close down, I had this cough. Well, we had beautiful weather, which we don't normally have this time of year. And we had beautiful weather, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm coughing. What if I got it? What if I got it? And I got to the point where I was like, every time I coughed, I was afraid. And then I thought, wait a minute. First of all, it's not getting worse. It's pretty much only the time that my door's open or I go outside. And then one thing I did get afraid, I was afraid to cough in front of clients, because you're afraid, like if you cough, people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, you've got something. And you know, but around here, everybody, it's allergy season, pollen's really high. Everybody's like, okay, I have allergies, I'm not sick, I swear. And you have to deal with that in some manner or another here in the Pacific Northwest, especially in the Valley of Death where we live. And so, you know, I could see where if I wasn't already in a mindset like I am now, where I could have used this technique to be like, oh my gosh, okay, so all of a sudden I start to feel that fear thing and say, wait a minute. There's a 98% survival rate, and I'm a pretty darn healthy person. So I'm not going to worry about this and stuff, and just kind of keep going over the facts of it. And I was never exposed to anybody that we knew. This was before they were talking about, you know, with living on surfaces and stuff like that. So the knowledge that I had of it, I was able to just be like, nah, you could do that, and you can try it for yourself. I just want to encourage you to give it a shot, because right now, in this time of all this fear, what do you have to lose, right? Give it a shot. One thing I want to suggest is that because I believe almost everybody is in a stay-at-home order, there's nothing wrong with just driving around. So if you're in a state where you need to get out and try things or whatever, go for a walk, drive your car around. As long as you're not coming into contact with people, you're good. So that's one of the things for those people with anxiety. Being cut off from everybody is really hard right now, especially if that's your if that's kind of how you function and deal with things. So I understand being cut off, and so I want to encourage you, get outside, go for a walk. It's raining here, so sometimes I'm just sitting on my deck listening to the rainfall, because, you know, getting yourself in your right mind and realizing that we're just slowed down a little bit. We just got to slow down a little bit. This will all be over and we'll get back to life. But, you know, for now, just got to slow down. Enjoy the things you can and having your family around and all that kind of stuff. Give it a shot. Let me know. I'd love to get comments on these videos that I'm doing. I want to know if you've tried it. I want to know if you have any problems with it. Ask me questions. There's probably more I can go into, but at this point it's 19 minutes and 29 seconds, so I'm going to end this video so that I can upload it quicker. Anyways, thanks for watching again. Inside Anxiety with Beth, and hope to talk to you soon. Bye.